Hey everyone, I just wanted to share a really deep thought that I just had. I've been pondering on it and I really feel like I want to express and it may have some meaning to you. There's so much going on right now, so much chaos. I know that I've had moments within myself where I felt that need to feel free, that need to feel heard, that need to have time for joy without feeling like I'm oppressed, restricted, and ultimately denied. And I think humanity is really seeking these things to such an extent that there's an anger building inside of us and it's pouring out more and more our frustrations, and we're retaliating, and governments are trying so desperately to save us or appear to save us or appear to want to help. And that's, a marvelous thing, but whether it's genuine or not. So we look to other ways to find these things, and we're pouring ourselves more and more every day into what's being provided to us with technology. It's okay to go out and we'll get drunk, get high on drugs as a form of escape, to forget our problems for a brief moment or try to forget them permanently in some cases. But with technology, we're at the stage of our evolution that we're going to have the option to be permanently lost in it. AI is working in such a way that it's slipping into every area of our lives, surprising us with its capabilities, the ease of use and easing our lifestyle. And this is an exciting thing. I use it here and there. And I marvel at the fact that how fantastic it is becoming. It's rapidly growing at a rate that it's going to become every part of our everyday lives. Soon we're going to have smart homes and smart cities. It will be so mainstream, such an integrated part of our society and existence, that we won't be able to separate ourselves from it. And in this instance, whenever the threat to remove it or question to remove it arises, we will immediately deny ever wanting a part of that. And then there will be no separation from humanity and technology. We're already so involved with gaming, and I think this is where a huge part of the shift emerged. If we go back to how everything evolved with technology from the 70s and 80s, we had all the home gadgets and all the cool stuff. And when I was a kid in the 80s, I loved all the cool things that were coming out and I enjoyed gaming. And then gaming became a huge part of everybody's lives, and you could suddenly make a career and earn money from gaming. This was the biggest step to a new form of reliance. It was becoming part of a way of life that we didn't use before. We were going to get jobs, we were doing other things for jobs to be paid, and then suddenly the thing that you love playing the most can be the way of income. And who would want to separate themselves from that for doing something so easy and enjoyable to make money from it that you wouldn't want to pull away from it ever? So that was kind of like one of the biggest hooks. And then we had the likes of social media with YouTube and Facebook and the things like that, and you try and convince somebody to come away from one of those things, it won't happen. Even trying to convince somebody to use something other than WhatsApp, a new messaging platform, they won't do it because it gives them everything they need and it's so easy and everybody's using it, right? So YouTube has become the biggest form of employment for entrepreneurs and being self-employed in the most fun way. So again, if you started to make money from YouTube, you wouldn't want to separate yourself from that either. And I'm looking to be one of those people. There's going to come a time where we won't be able to separate ourselves from technology. And then who are we? What happens then? We don't know who we are right now. We still ask those questions every single day. We refuse to stand in front of a mirror and ask ourselves, who are we? We're afraid of the answer that we're going to find because ultimately there is no real answer to who we are. It's something that goes so deep within us and so simple that it wouldn't be enough because we don't feel enough. And then that day is going to come when we're so integrated with technology and so dependent on it and believe that is our identity, that if it's ever taken away, we're left with the question, who are we? And I don't think we're going to like what we find. I don't know if you've ever been through a real personal deep experience and you've looked at yourself afterwards and gone, wow, I came through that and I learned so much from it. I can see now that I had to go through so much pain to discover what I'm made of and who I am. But that's only really one layer of who we really are. And so I think there's going to come a day where we are currently being drip fed all of this power, full sense of power at our fingertips, to eventually have it removed so that we're left with nothing but the question that everybody avoids to ask: who are we? And only then will we find our answer, because it's all been taken away. And it's a shame that we have to go that far to actually find that within us. That's my deep thought of the day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I love you. I hope that you find some of the deep answers that secretly you want to know and are too afraid to ask before it gets to a point in our future where it's too late. I'm sorry if that sounds like an impending doom, but I don't think we should be afraid to ask or wait to find out in the most dramatic, traumatic way. Lots of love. Have a fantastic day.